Hello parents. Welcome to the next edition of the Digital Parents Meeting. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're watching this. I hope that it's beneficial for you. And I want to stick to my promise about keeping the last one the longest one of the year. So this one's going to be about 5 minutes, which means I'm going to go fast. Here we go. First thing I want to say is this, is that I've been highly encouraged by the amount of spiritual growth that we've seen in the student ministry so far this semester. I knew when I got here that one of my marks of success would be the point when I would see our students pour out their lives into others, that would be when they get it. And I'm really happy to see our upperclassmen doing that this year. They realize that this Christianity thing is not about them. It's not about them having their needs met, having fun, but rather it's about them making the most of the opportunities they have to pour out into the underclassmen. And throughout this semester, I've seen that in droves in multiple ways. So that's been incredibly encouraging for me to see that they are now making disciples of the younger classmen. Also, though, in the middle school ministry, I've seen an unprecedented amount of new friends come. We have been overwhelmed with the amount of students that we have. It's been causing some logistical problems. We have to do games differently. Like, it's a beautiful mess. In fact, I know that there are at least a couple of students who come now who have never seen a Bible before in their life. They haven't touched one, haven't opened one up until they came for the first week. Now they have a study Bible that's theirs, they get to take home. This is a beautiful thing. This is a big risk for middle school students to take, and they're doing it. So parents, I share this with you to say that whatever we see and experience in the student ministry, I know is simply a byproduct of what you guys are doing at home. So be encouraged. You are making disciples of your students, and it is showing itself. God's doing incredible things through them. Let's pray that continues throughout this year, right? Now, on to some logistical things, on to some announcements so that you can be fully informed of what we're doing through the youth ministry program here. First and foremost, I want to give you a brief recap, high school parents, about the high school retreat. To keep it short, I can say this, the thing was an A+ experience. Our high school students who went had some of the deepest, if not the deepest conversations I've seen in the 3 years that I've been here. They were honest, they were candid, they wrestled through issues like why are they afraid to share their faith in their schools. It's just been a beautiful thing, and I'm really glad that those of them that went were able to go. It was highly worth it, highly beneficial time. Now, on to the middle school retreats. So parents who have students going to the middle school retreat. First and foremost, what I'm going to say is this, is that I will not be at the retreat. When it happens, Beth and I will be on our vision trip to France, but you must not fret about that. Don't be worried, because Walter Brettel, who is the middle school coordinator, will be in charge of the thing. He has already planned much of it and is continuing to plan it. He will be in charge again during the entire weekend, and you need to know that he is a Moody grad. He has already been a youth pastor for several years at a church in Chicago, and actually here he is to share more about what is going to happen on the retreat.
Hi parents, my name is Walter Brettel, and I'm the middle school coordinator assisting Derek in all things middle school. Our middle school retreat is coming up, and we have over 30 kids registered so far. So if your kid is not registered, please make sure that they're getting signed up ASAP. Furthermore, we had an informational meeting this weekend where we talked about the ground rules as well as the weekend outline. We will attach both of those to the emails, as well as you can find them on the High Point website under the youth group activity middle school retreat. Furthermore, we wanted to make sure we give you a quick glimpse of our outline focus on our lessons. Our lessons will focus on the Old Testament, on the heroes in the Old Testament, how God uses common people to do extraordinary things. With that being said, we're really excited about building a strong community and getting closer to God. Because of this, we want to make sure that your kids are aware that during the weekend there will be minimal ability to get to their electronic devices. Leaders will collect all their electronic devices, and we will keep them in a safe place. However, during certain activities, we will hand them out so they can take pictures. However, it is planned that there will be minimal electronic devices there, so please make that your kids are aware of that, as well as if you need to get a hold of your kid, you can always reach me via text or via phone and we will make sure that my telephone number is displayed on all the emails. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask me or Derek in regards to the middle school retreat. By the way, we need to make sure that we get all the consent form and medical release forms and the payment before we get to the site. The campground has a strict rule for not letting people there without a consent form, so we will not be able to take the kids on a bus. Oh yeah, a bus. We're actually having so many kids that we have to take a bus this time. So we're really excited, and I can't wait to see your kid there.
Pretty cool stuff, huh? Now, to keep things moving, keep things going here, I want to talk to you about the costume party that is coming up on October 28th. This is our annual costume party, and we want to encourage you to encourage your students to bring out a friend. This is a great opportunity for students to be introduced into life in the church. If they've never been to church before, they're a little bit put off about church. This is a great way to break the ice. So October 28th is our costume party. Please have your student bring a friend. And also, I know you know this, but just a reminder, please make sure that your students keep their costumes to a PG rating. We don't want to have to turn anybody away because they're wearing something that is just inappropriate and disrespectful to who they are as a person made in God's image. Finally, I want to give you our resource and focus for this meeting. Our resource and focus is actually the Parenting Today's Teens conference seminar that is coming up here at High Point Church on Friday, November 4th. If you have not registered for it already, please do so. I think the registration is at 102.5.com. It's Life 102.5. Mark Gregston is going to give some really good insights and good information for you about parenting your teenagers in the world that we live in today. So again, make the most of that as it comes our way. That's all we got for today. See you next time.